Hi, hey, and all those other greetings, Bit Adventurers. I'm J-Spins, welcoming you guys back to another Pokemon video. Yeah, that's right, this time I was expecting to come out of Pokeball. It's been ages since I've come out of that cold, hard shell. Sorry, thinking of the shell inside of the PC box. But anyway though, today is another day where we get to go through one of our teammates from Pokemon Sword and Shield that has meant so much to me. So our first episode, we ended up going through, first episode we had Oak send us some Pokemon, being all three starter Pokemon, which started off our entire journey of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Then, of course, we ended up meeting our faithful companion, Stormcloud. If you want to see those two videos, I'll probably have some kind of Pokemon-esque playlist, but we do have an entire unboxing playlist of Tanooki Tail Review. And today, if you've been following my streams, you'll know exactly who the next Pokemon is. Ha, just kidding, it's Hop. No. There is no Plush of Hop, and if there were, I probably would not get him unless it was for a video. But probably not. No. Today is our third member, being the evolution of our first. Wow. Alcreamie is very heavy. I was not expecting this to be a heavy plush. I mean, I guess it's made out of cream, and cream is a very heavy, I don't want to say condiment, because it's not a condiment, and I feel like people are going to scream at me because you wouldn't put cream or frosting on a hot dog. That made me a little nauseous. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, though, going into the actual plush, Alcreamie is the evolution of the Pokemon Milcery? Milcery? Is it that? I always called it Milcreamie, but thinking about it, no, I think it actually was Milcery. Huh. How about that? And while that was the Pokemon that we caught, I do have more fond memories of Alcreamie, and this is my favorite out of the two. So while Wooloo did evolve into Dubwool, and that's now what Stormcloud looks like, this is my image, or as close to, for Milky Way that we're going to get. But before we get into that, if you don't know what this evolution line is, let's say you haven't played Sword or Shield, or you haven't seen my streams, or you just haven't gotten that far in them. Well, Milcery is a Pokemon that is a fairy type, and it essentially looks like something that came from SpongeBob's Glove World. It's cute, yes, but it really just looks like a Glove World mascot, to be honest. And even though we did have some fun memories with Milky Way, and I did do it for the pun. Yes, I did. And I've never regretted it since. But yeah, we had a few memories of Milcery. I believe that started the Draining Kiss thing, because we had an entire battle where I just used Draining Kiss and very slowly kissed an enemy to death, which was pretty great, and I may have clipped that? I really don't remember. But eventually, it evolved into Alcreamie. Now, Alcreamie is special for a few different reasons. To get Milcery to evolve into an Alcreamie, you need two different things. One specifically being an item. This item can be one of a few things, and yes, I do need to look this up because there's a lot of different things. So for the items, you can have the strawberry sweet, the berry sweet, the love sweet, the clover sweet, or the flower sweet. Essentially what this is it's a held item that you need to have it evolve, and it goes on top of Alcreamie. Now, regular Alcreamie is seen with the base of the strawberry sweet. Oh yeah, there's also apparently the star sweet and the ribbon sweet. Huh. I believe I got the clover sweet and then couldn't get anything else. So I just used the clover sweet because I wanted Milky Way to evolve. Now, the thing is, with all of these, you also have the second thing that you need to do to evolve it. This is going into the wild area at a certain time of day and spinning. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these just because there is a fair amount, but you can get things like vanilla, caramel swirl, ruby cream, ruby swirl, lemon cream, salted cream, mint cream, and rainbow cream. Actually, that didn't take that long. But essentially, this one, I believe, is the vanilla cream. Now, our little precious Milky Way is actually a ruby swirl with a clover. Now, with that being said, with all of the items that you can have, all of the hold items, plus all of the swirl items, you could have almost an entire Smash Brothers Ultimate worth roster of Alcreamies covering it. Now, I actually thought pre-DLC, it pretty much could cover the entire roster, just filled with this. But even so, it being 10 less than what I expected according to the IGN guide, I don't feel like digging to find out if 63 is the true number or not. But that's still insane. And while, yes, it is just, vanilla with strawberry, vanilla with star, that's a lot of variety. And while it doesn't necessarily do anything for gameplay, it's still amazing. Now, there's also one extra thing to mention about Alcreamie, being that it has a special Gigamax form where when you Gigamax, it turns into a cake. I don't exactly know how to get this, if it needs to be a special Alcreamie that you catch, or if it's an item that you get. I'm assuming it's an item. If you guys know, feel free to let me know, because I just don't, and I'm sorry. But anyway, though, the plush itself, while I couldn't technically get a Milky Way plush, this is, as I said, what the base is for Pokemon. So we're going to go with this. Now, the cool thing as well is that Pokemon Center actually has been doing quite a lot of the plush that are on my team. I don't know if they'll necessarily do all of them and bring them to the US, but they have done Mystery Dungeon plush, as well as actual Gigamax form, which is pretty cool. They've done Pikachu, Charizard, and a few other ones. But anyway, though, guys, let's look at our base portrait of Alcreamie. So first thing I want to highlight is the strawberries, which are actually a hard and fuzzy texture. It's like a goddamn strawberry. That's impressive. That is extremely impressive detail, I just want to say. While this one does look a little bit round, I think just to make it where there are different varieties of size of strawberry, this is blowing my freaking mind. Oh my god, Nintendo, Game Freak. What? That's wild. Okay, so not only do they have the size variants of the strawberries, they also have the texture and feeling. It's not the exact feeling, but it simulates it very, very well. I think it's a very specific felt. I don't know what it's called because I'm not well versed in that. But they also have these little black spots that they embroidered into the strawberries, which is super, super cool. Going from that, you have the cinnamon bun type of swirl, where I believe if you do a certain swirl, you can probably get it to actually look like a cinnamon roll. But the one we did, it has a like a red under right here and a red tip. Instead, though, the vanilla one, it has these little pink swirls, so it's not just a white base. So in this, you actually have more of a shading type of look than a natural swirl, just because like under this part, you actually have a slight pink strip over here and over here. On this part, you do have a pink strip going here and one going there as well, which is pretty neat. I love the idea of the like cinnamon bun pigtail type of look. It just looks super adorable. Now, the back, the Jimmy Neutron looking hair, got a blast. Didn't even think about that either. It doesn't have much to it, but it is still pretty cool. The base fabric itself is a rather rough texture, and it does actually feel a little bit like a fondant texture. Not as dusty, but it does have that feeling, which again is really blowing my mind, because like, how are you matching these feelings so directly? What? That's wild. I don't believe the pink is actually different, and I'm assuming what they ended up doing is that they made a specific fabric having white and then having a pink swirl be in that fabric that they stitched together. I could be wrong. I'm honestly not too sure. Going from there, though, you have these little bangs, which I never noticed, which is like a drip texture, or the drip technique on a cake. We watched Cake Boss, and that's how I know they sometimes like they droop it on the side and they let it drip. And there's actually a lot of different ways of having a drip. Like if you're doing frosting, you can have it like squeeze it and then drip it down a little bit and squeeze it again. And like, you know, you can do stuff like that, and it's just cool. So they have that kind of a thing. And then past that, you can actually see is a different layer being these embroidered eyebrows, which honestly, I don't really know what that's supposed to be. Probably just there to make the mouth look a little less awkward. The eye matches the color of whatever you have the held item be. So because it's a strawberry, it's red. Whereas if it's a clover, it's going to be green. Blueberry, it's going to be blue. Which, you know, just adds that variety and just makes it so much cooler and just so awesome. But the eyes themselves, they are embroidered, which is pretty cool and looks pretty nice. You have the little white dot above the black as well, which pretty good. Now, going from that, I believe they could have actually made this centerpiece a little puffier. It's supposed to be like a kind of like if you think of like one of those infinity neck scarves. It kind of always reminded me of that, and I really just think they could have gone a little bit thicker, but it's fine that they didn't, because it gives more of an actual body shape, which I think looks pretty cool for the plush. Going from there, we also have a bow on the back, which I've never noticed, and if anybody knows if this actually links up with the eyes and the held item, that would be great to know. I'm assuming it might, just because it is red, but it's possible that this is always red. That being said, though, just because it matches, I'm thinking it would also change. not only that, but it does have a very similar texture to the strawberries, but it is a little bit of a softer crushed velvet texture. It actually has a shine to it, which is really cool because it's like an actual ribbon. It's not an actual ribbon, but like it feels like a soft, fluffy ribbon, which is pretty cool. Going on from there, you have the arms, which are actually stitched to the body. This makes a lot of sense because it being out would just be this weird T-pose thing. So having it stitched to the body just makes a lot of sense. Also, I feel like if it wasn't, it would be a very rippable part of the plush. And so far, I feel like most of this plush is very sturdy because it's actually fairly stiff, like it's actually baked on. And it's pretty cool. Going from there, you actually have a kind of jellyfish form on the bottom, which goes into the drip part. Now, the cool thing for this is that they have this foam type of material on the bottom, and while most of it is like a very stiff type of thing, you're not going to move this thing. This is 100% for display. But the bottom part is just a bit of foam that they put here and then had droop over and puff out a little bit. So it's got a little air bubble between the bottom of the plush and the actual foam, which is super cool because of, like, it creates that entire drip bottom that you can see on the artwork. So all in all, well, yes, if you are trying to find a plush for a YouTube series or for your kid, unless they really love Alcreamie and they want to do a Pokemon battle, actually most Pokemon plush, you're not going to really have luck in that department. They're mostly for display purposes. And again, I always mention this because family-friendly channel. So if you are looking into getting this plush, 100% I would recommend it as a display piece. Now, if you want it as a fond memory to your beautiful Alcreamie that is rainbow swirled with stars, you're not going to get that. However, it is a really decent plush, and the fact that all of the textures line up to what they would if this was a real life thing, I can't say this enough. It boggles my mind how perfectly they matched every texture. Because again, the strawberry feels like a strawberry. The custard part, it feels like it's that type of texture, some kind of cake type thing, like I said, fondant. The ribbon, it feels like a soft ribbon. They've done everything to an excruciatingly cool detail, and I love it. And it makes me wonder what other Pokemon plush are going to be like, and it makes me want to collect them even more because they're so different. Wooloo I loved because it was so soft. Yes, it was simple, but it fitted so well, and I loved it. This, while it's an extremely different plush, it's very detailed, and that detail, it really shows through its simplicity. It's complex through being simple, and I love that. And it, again, it just makes me want more of the team, you know? Will I get to see Jasmine as a plush? Will I get to see, I forgot what the Pokemon's name is. Will I get to see Grim Relic as a plush, since it is a Galar form, you know? I'm sure there is some kind of Noibat Noivern plush for when we do end up getting that more cemented on our team, but it makes me excited. There is one problem, though. This is my Pokemon Village. It is extremely cluttered. And this is a fairly big plush. So I don't know how I'm going to fit it in, but I'll make you fit in. My custard friend. I love this. I love this plush. And yeah. But anyway though, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Share this out with everyone known love. Brother, mother, sister, father, iguana. If I got any details wrong or missed any details, please civilly let me know in the comments section down below. I don't know a lot about Pokemon, but I do know that despite Sword and Shield being critically dumped on, I'm having a pretty great time with it, you know, going through Pokemon. That being said, though, I'm definitely makes me more excited to play through more Pokemon games that are just, you know, maybe a little bit trickier. Anyway, though, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Oh, I got a thumbnail idea. Oh, hang on. Okay, sorry. I didn't actually look at No Alcreamie plush was harmed in the making of this thumbnail. But, yeah. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Share this out with everyone in love. Brother, mother, sister, father, iguana. Sorry if I said that already. But, it's time to go. So, bake me a cake as fast as you can hit the like button. That was probably a terrible impression of an Alcreamie, but I tried.